Hi everyone, the Penguin Chef here. Today we're gonna be making my favorite meatloaf. Now I know what you're thinking. Meatloaf, ooh, ah! I used to feel the same way, to be honest with you, but this is the recipe that made me love meatloaf. And the best part of it is, the way I make it, it's gluten-free. So let's get started. So I have here in my bowl a cup of sour cream. I'm gonna add to that 1.5 tablespoons of gluten-free oyster sauce and 2 beaten eggs. And we're gonna mix that up. I had a hard time finding a gluten-free oyster flavored sauce that was also free of MSG, but I did find one. It's the Kikkoman brand. They're not a sponsor. I'm not plugging them. I'm just letting you know. So now that that's all mixed up, we're gonna add our spices. We're gonna start with 1/2 tablespoon of rubbed sage, then 1/2 teaspoon of salt, then 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and 3/4 teaspoon of ground mustard. Then we mix. That looks pretty good. The last thing we're gonna add to our bowl is 1 cup of gluten-free quick cooking oats. Oats are by nature gluten-free, but I went ahead and took the extra step of buying the certified gluten-free ones, just in case. All right, that looks pretty good. I'll let this sit for about 20 minutes. In the meantime, we're gonna go over to the stove. So over medium heat and just a little bit of olive oil, we're gonna saute 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and 1 red onion, very finely chopped. You can use any kind of onion you want, really. Red, yellow, white, whatever your preference is, whatever you like. Then we're gonna add 1 bell pepper of your choice. Very, very finely chopped, almost pureed. So once this onion is starting to turn translucent, it's done. We can turn off the heat and take it off the stove. So in this mixing bowl here, I have 2 pounds of ground beef, and we're just gonna pour our onions, garlic, and pepper into the bowl. And then we're gonna pour in our oatmeal mixture. And then we mix. This is probably the one ground beef recipe that I make where I'm mixing stuff in and I don't think it's better to use your hands. All right, that's looking pretty well mixed up. We're ready for our pan. I've seen a lot of people making meatloafs in loaf pans, you know, like a bread loaf. I don't do that. I make mine in a roasting pan. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna coat the bottom with a little bit of unsalted butter. So now we're just gonna take and we're gonna put this in. It's gonna be a little messy at first, but we're gonna form it into a nice loaf afterwards. I have in the past been able to do this without touching it once with my hands. I have no guarantees that that'll work this time. We're gonna try. Hey, look at that. It's a loaf. Now we're just gonna make a little glaze for our meatloaf. Now you can use a lot of different things to glaze the meatloaf. I like to use barbecue sauce, and up here you're gonna see a little link to a barbecue sauce I did a video before a while ago. It's really good, but since there's already a video for that, I'm gonna show you an even simpler one. We're gonna start off with just about 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna add to that 1 cup of ketchup and 1/3 cup of yellow mustard. And now we mix. And the trick here is you don't want to drown your meatloaf in glaze. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit over the top, about like that. We can always add more, but I'm just gonna spread it out with the brush. A nice, even coating. If it goes over the side, don't worry. My family, at least, they always request to have a little more of this glaze warmed up and served with it. So we are absolutely gonna do that. I know a lot of people, they make like a brown gravy with their meatloaf. Yeah, I've never done that. Getting the sides too, and a little bit on the end. So I'm glazing the whole thing. That looks delightful. Now we're gonna put it into our 350-degree oven for 1 hour to 1 hour 20 minutes, or until it reads 165 on an instant read thermometer. Hey, check it out. Here's our Penguin Chef meatloaf with a little bit of that glaze on top. And as sides, we've got Greek-style potatoes and glazed carrots. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the channel for some more great recipes. Until next time.